So why the Mylar, by the way? I mean, kind of makes it look like a, I don't know what the hell, some alien spacecraft in here or something. All right. Well, that time of year, springtime in the Rockies, late March, need to get my tomatoes and pepper seedlings going in the hothouse, but over winter, the garage becomes basically a storehouse from stuff from Costco. So we need to get all this cleaned up, organized, get the hothouse reorganized, calibrated, all the automation going. It'll be a bit of work, so come on, let's get after it. Let's go. All right, so not too bad. Next up, I need to pull all this stuff out of here just so I can get it cleaned up. And then we need to go through all the different components I have in there to make sure everything's up and running and scheduled as appropriate. Full-on low-tech automation. It's awesome. I also have some repairs to do, it looks like. Not too bad after all. Let's get after it. Right on. A couple of primary things that I wanted to accomplish when I built this whole mess is mobility, ease of use, and I wanted to automate as much as I could. As far as automation goes, I've got smart plugs back here that I can schedule via Wi-Fi, and all the components are then plugged into that. The smart heater, I've got a thermometer in there, the heating pads, of course, and the grow lights, which I can schedule as well. All that's hooked into a couple of power strips, comes through the back, and a single 110 electric cord, left enough lead in the cord itself. I can move this thing quite a ways from the wall if needed during the course of a season. So let's see if we blew anything up. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if I blew anything up. I don't think I did. We're in good shape. This has grow lights across the top on both top and bottom shelves attached with just really easy link chains. I've got some hook screws up here that I can raise and lower these manually depending on how high the plants are, so it gives them plenty of light. Got them on a schedule based on the plugs they're in the smart plug. So it works out pretty well. Let's see if they work. Whew. Oh, that's bright. They work. Yep. Good shape there. Let's check the other items of interest in here. All right, so I checked the heater. It's plugged in, powered on. I can recognize it through the Wi-Fi, so that's good to go. Really, it looks, as far as prep goes, all I really need to do is I've got some tears in the Mylar up here. I need to repair that, and then we can move on. Cool. All right, so just got a couple of tears in the Mylar. It's still in pretty good shape. I don't need to replace anything this year, I don't think. Just tack it right up there real quick. All right, that's fine. That's all right. That's all right. Tear down here. All right, that was actually too easy. Cool. So why the Mylar, by the way? I mean, kind of makes it look like a, I don't know what the hell, some alien spacecraft in here or something. But really the Mylar does serve a specific function. Typically, this is of course inside in the garage and in, the later stages of February, March, April, and even into the 1st of May, temperatures here in Denver can get 0 or even colder for stretches. This has to serve two functions. First, before you even look at the Mylar, I've got the entire thing wrapped in a very heavy black plastic, which helps insulate the inside of this, the moisture, as well as the heat, and running the heater on a cycle where it blows for 10 minutes, 2 or 3 times an hour. I can keep the temperature in here well above 70, 75, even in the 80-degree range consistently throughout the day, which these plants need to be able to germinate and then to grow before the growing season even starts. The second thing the Mylar provides, I read this or heard it on a video or something, maybe it came to me in a dream, I can't remember, but one of the problems you can encounter when you're planting seeds inside is uneven distribution of the light. So some plants may grow a little bit quicker than others. Tomatoes might germinate faster and then grow faster than, say, cucumbers. So what happens is those taller plants grow, they block the light from the grow lights to the shorter plants. And what that can result in is those shorter plants will then become leggy, right? They'll have to grow very tall without a lot of strength or structure, which doesn't really bode well. They won't really do well in the garden once you transplant them. So to avoid that, supposedly what this Mylar does, especially with all the wrinkles in it and the fold lines, what that does is it actually helps bounce those light rays around so that those shorter growing plants have a chance to capture as much of that light as possible. That's the theory behind it. I don't know if it's true, but it works for me. So that's why this thing looks kind of funky, but hey, it works, has worked. Hopefully it will continue to work. Let's go on to the next step. Oh, one of the most critical components in this entire setup, despite the automation, is this simple thermometer. It connects to my Wi-Fi and it's battery operated. So what it helps me do is maintain visibility as far as the temperature in this 24/7. I also set it up with alerts. So if, for example, the temperature in the hothouse drops to 55 or lower, that's an indication that something isn't working as it should. Maybe the heater tripped a breaker or tripped something where it's not functioning. So I'll get that alert and I can come out and inspect whatever the problem is. That also keeps track of the humidity. That's a great indication of how you're doing when you don't have your eyeballs on this. So since this is so critical, I change out the batteries, put fresh batteries in it every year. And it's been a great addition to the hothouse. All right. Looks like everything's good to go. It's relatively easy this year. Didn't have nearly as much stuff in here as I thought I did, which was good, easier to clean. Everything came up and was functional. Put fresh batteries in the thermometer, check the power strip. Everything's good to go. So really, all I need to do is shut this up, put it up against the wall, and then go inside and I'll check everything in through the Wi-Fi, make sure all the schedules are still intact. Get the heater running so we can pump the temperature up in here. And I've got some stuff I can already put in here that we planted in cups. Then we can get the rest of the tomatoes going. I'm going to do my own marigolds this year, or try to, rather than spending that much on that many marigolds at Lowe's or Home Depot. So let's shut this up, get against the wall, and get after it.